Episode 9 is set to introduce a total of 8 new characters in this story by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Episode 9 that a lot of people are concerned about is, of course, whether or not the 8 new characters in this story are going to take away the screen time of some of the main characters like Kylo Ren, Rey, Luke Skywalker, Leia, Lando, you name it. However, I believe that there's nothing to really worry about all of this because those new characters will actually be working around the actual sequel trilogy characters. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, one of which has all to do with one of the concept art descriptions, which eventually reveals the full name of the Dark Prince in Star Wars Episode 9. Specifically, a description of Rey, Poe, and Finn inside of a large palace that is said to be the location of the Dark Prince that Rey and crew meet up with. It's described that they are all sitting at a table discussing matters with the Dark Prince, where the sequence is described as Lon Lee Corral makes a bargain with Rey. The next goes over Lon Lee Corral traveling down a stairwell with Rey, Finn, and Poe behind him, where they eventually walk through a marketplace and a spot in the exotic city, where it appears that creatures are fishing in the background. This leads to a sequence where Lon Lee Corral brings them underneath the palace that is said to be the location of the Black Market. It's described that as the Dark Prince is leading them to the marketplace, he reveals a certain location of the First Order headquarters on an unknown world that has little to no life in the actual galaxy. So I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, first things first, I know a lot of people are going to make the mistake of thinking that his first name is Lonely, but it's actually spelled L-O-N-L-I, and the last name is spelled K-E-R-A-L-E, so Lon Lee Corral. So also known as the Dark Prince or just Prince Lon Lee. Now, this actual character is loosely based off of Prince Shizor in the expanded universe, specifically within Shadows of the Empire. Now, the exotic city is really going to be one of the biggest locations in the Star Wars movies to date. It's actually described that the marketplace/fishing location for the creatures is actually said to be the biggest set ever used in an actual Star Wars movie in history. So that's one thing to look forward to for sure, is that it's going to be a massive set that was used in studio that's going to look so lifelike in Star Wars Episode 9. So as far as the Dark Prince goes, guys, I gotta say I'm very excited about this character because, in case you guys did not know, this character does indeed have a history with Luke Skywalker, Leia, the origins of the First Order, as well as his time during the Galactic Empire. So what I like about this character is, like I say, it's loosely based off of Prince Shizor. Is it really going to be that character spot on per se? I don't think so. I think it's just loosely based off of that character since, you know, it is based within a palace, just like Prince Shizor was in Shadows of the Empire, and how it's based on an exotic world, just like the planet of Falleen. So when we look at Star Wars Episode 9, we can already tell that J.J. Abrams and Chris are paying much attention to, of course, the Legends material, also known as the Expanded Universe. So the other thing that I do want to go over is how Rey, Finn, and Poe are actually making a deal. They are bargaining with the Dark Prince about new secrets of the First Order that they can use against Supreme Leader Ren and his army that is being used in order to take over the entire galaxy. So the Dark Prince is going to be one of the great assets to, of course, the Resistance, and a great help to both Rey, Finn, and Poe. We're not quite sure on whether or not this character is going to be in the third act of the film, but he will be a pretty big and prominent piece within the second act of the movie. Though he won't have a lot of screen time, he is going to be important, very prominent, in a sense where he delivers certain information to our heroes that's going to eventually somewhat bring down the First Order within the third act of the movie some way, somehow. So with that being said, what I like about this whole entire mission is that we do get the moment in between both Rey, Finn, and Poe having an actual mission together, something that we have never seen on the big screen so far in the sequel trilogy. And to me, that was one of the big mistakes in the sequels, was that we never got to see Rey, Finn, and Poe on a single mission together on the actual same screen, in the same sequence, like how Luke, Han, and Leia was in the original trilogy from the very beginning. So it's at least nice to know that J.J. Abrams is making an effort in this movie in order to have Rey interact with Poe and Finn in the film. It's going to be quite surreal because we've never seen something like this before in the sequel trilogy. So let me know what you guys think about this whole entire sequence about the Dark Prince, also now known as Lon Lee Corral. I think it's a very Star Wars-y name if you guys have to ask me about a person of royalty, about a person who is the leader and a leader of an entire world that is known as the Exotic City, based within the city that he actually lives in. And I think that's one thing that a lot of hardcore Star Wars fans are really looking forward to seeing in Star Wars Episode 9, is to see exactly how based, this movie really is going to be on Legends material, because we do know that Chris Terrio is very well informed on the expanded universe / Legends content, where he actually used that as inspirational pieces to the actual script of Episode 9. So let me know what you guys think about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding on the one from night to moon.